How to overcome a situation. Now when you say overcome, you can visualize yourself as climbing onto something and then climbing down back onto the right track. Now this could be a heap, this could be a mound, or this could be a high mountain. How you react to the situation depends on what you consider this obstacle to be, whether it's a small heap, a mound, or a high mountain. So based on this, you react to this obstacle either with stress, irritation, anger, fear, doubt, or worry. Irritation. Now this irritation could be because there is a delay in your path. There is a delay in your progress. Now this by itself is good because you are irritated that there is a delay. There is no doubt in you that you would be able to overcome the situation. So far so good. Now talk about anger. Now this is something really tricky because you could be angry because there is a mere delay. You could be angry because you fear that you may not be able to overcome the situation. Maybe you're angry that you were not prepared to face this situation. Maybe angry because there has been a third party who has caused you this obstacle. You may be angry because it hurts your ego. Now coming to stress. The stress could be because there is a delay in your progress, or the stress could be because you may not be able to meet somebody else's expectation, or it could be that you are not able to meet a deadline. Now coming to fear, worry and doubt. You fear that you may not be able to overcome the situation, worry about it, and you have a real doubt whether you will be able to really overcome this situation. So whether you overcome the situation depends on how you handle the emotion that comes along with this obstacle. So let's see how to handle these emotions. Irritation. You're irritated that there has been a delay in your progress. Just give yourself some time, give yourself more time, then you're able to think clearly, and then you would know how you need to overcome the situation, which could just be getting past it or climbing over it. Now stress is with regard to you're not able to live up to somebody else's expectations. Just think, does it really matter to please the other person? It may be because you're not able to meet a deadline. You need to really check if it's a do or die situation, or this is just a matter of pacifying your ego or somebody else's ego. Most of the time you'll find that the deadline is something self-imposed. It's a self-imposed goal. So what's the issue? Reset and move on. Then comes anger. Now you may be angry with yourself that you have not been able to foresee this situation in order to be prepared to handle it. Forgive yourself and move on. Suppose you feel somebody else has caused you this hindrance, forgive him and move on. If you feel that your team has been incapable of handling the situation, or your team has been incapable of foreseeing this situation, forgive them and move on. Now coming to fear, worry and doubt. Now you need to get to the bottom of it. Now what is it that you fear? What is it that's causing you the worry or the doubt that you may not be able to overcome? Understand. Check out what the worst case scenario is. Sometimes the worst cases exist only in our imagination, and it's not as bad as we think it would be. Suppose you would not be able to make any progress with this obstacle on your path. Think, what next? Maybe the alternative may be a better solution. It may be even a better route that you could take. How you manage the situation depends on how you manage your emotions. How soon and how well you handle the situation depends on how well and how soon you handle your emotions. Take control of your emotions. You would be able to take control of the situation. Now, taking control of your emotion means you are able to accept it even if you are not required to overcome the situation, because sometimes it's easier to overcome a situation, but it's not so easy to get past it because it hurts your ego. But you need to accept it when you need to quietly get past the situation and move on, because you need to understand that it's not required for you to always win every ball in the game. It's enough if you win the match. So the question here is, when you are faced with a situation, how to avoid depression? Now, when does one get depressed? When do you get depressed? When you feel the stress and you're not able to handle the stress. And when does the stress come in? The stress is with regard to meeting a deadline or to meet another person's expectations. So as I said, if you are able to deal with stress, if you are able to answer the most important questions, which is, does it really matter to please the other person, to live up to his expectations? Does the deadline really matter? Is it a do or die situation? If you're able to handle these questions, and if you're able to answer the question as with regard to the worst case scenario, the worst case scenario is something that you are very sure that you won't be able to overcome this situation. We had already said, look out for an alternative. So your life is full of options. You have a lot of choices to make. So don't feel imprisoned by the situation.
And to all those who need to buy the book, we have the books launched already, which is called The Magical Scroll, and it's all over there in the bookstore, online and retail, and also on a Traveler's Touch website. So you guys can go buy the books and CDs. We also have a new book coming up, Happy New Year, which will be launched this new year. So stay tuned for more.